The 2017 MLB season promises to be yet another exciting campaign. With more parity than ever before, at least half the teams in the major should be considered playoff contenders. Unfortunately, 29 teams won't win the World Series. We here at Total Pro Sports will be correct on 29 of the 30 predictions in this video. I'm Justin Fraction, and today we present why your MLB team will not win the World Series. And we do hope you enjoy this video, and if you do, feel free to click subscribe down below for more cool videos every single day until we die. Arizona Diamondbacks, pitching problems. The Diamondbacks owned the worst team ERA in the majors in 2016 at 5.09, despite adding Zach Greinke to the mix. Without any significant additions in the offseason, Arizona's pitching is really going to hold them back once again. Atlanta Braves, who's gonna hit? The Braves have a decent-looking rotation with the acquisition of Bartolo Colon. But who's going to hit it? Freddie Freeman is among baseball's best hitters. No other player on Atlanta came close to clubbing 20 homers. With only one fearful hitter, Atlanta's not going to scare many pitchers in 2017. Baltimore Orioles rotation. Besides Chris Tillman's breakout season in 2016, the Orioles rotation left a lot to be desired. They can hit well, and Zach Britton is arguably baseball's best closer. But a good closer is useless if this team's starters aren't doing their jobs. Baltimore did zilch to address that problem in the offseason. Boston Red Sox offense is due for regression. Boston lost its best hitter, David Ortiz, to retirement in the offseason. Dustin Pedroia batted .17 points above his career average in 2016. Also, Hanley Ramirez ain't gonna hit like a silver slugger again. Can the top-ranked offense from 2016 be that lethal again? Extremely unlikely. Chicago Cubs, the hangover. No matter how good you are, you always need a lot of luck to win championships. The 2000 New York Yankees are the last team to successfully defend their championship. We all know how good the Cubs are, but the World Series hangover is quite real, and history shows it. Chicago White Sox, who's gonna pitch? Chicago acquired two elite prospects from the Boston Red Sox in the Chris Sale trade. Though it was probably the right call to trade Sale, they now lack an ace in the rotation. Pitching wins games, and Chicago doesn't really have it. Cincinnati Reds, one-man team. Joey Votto was playing like an MVP candidate every year. He can hit and play great defense, but he's the only good player on the Reds. One-man teams don't go far, ever. Cleveland Indians, tougher American League. The Red Sox edition of Sale makes them as good as Cleveland. The Houston Astros and Seattle Mariners also look like bona fide contenders now. Cleveland has a lot of stiff competition to get through if they want to repeat as AL champions. Colorado Rockies, rotation? What rotation? Having the best offense in the NL is one thing, but not having a somewhat decent ace in the rotation is another. The Rockies couldn't stop opposing hitters in 2016, and this rotation doesn't look like it's going to get better. Opponents will hit those pitches to the Rockies. Detroit Tigers' aging core. It was good to see 33-year-old Justin Verlander nearly win the 2016 AL Cy Young. But after a pair of lackluster seasons, is he really going to regain his old form? Miguel Cabrera is coming off of a strong age 33 season, but he's due to regress. And Victor Martinez turned 38 in December. You need some young guys to win ball games. Detroit doesn't have a lot of them. Houston Astros, the American League West. The Astros made a lot of great offseason moves. Their pitching staff and their bats are near elite, but the Texas Rangers looked primed to win their third straight division title, and the Seattle Mariners appear to be on the edge of breaking through for once. Houston may not be good, but two divisional foes may be even better in an overwhelming AL West. Kansas City Royals, crikey, they lost their mojo. See, I can't even do Austin Powers, but he makes me do it, so... Anyways, you Austin Powers fans know what we're talking about. After winning the 2014 and 2015 AL pennants and a World Series title, the Royals finished 2016 with an 81-81 record. They traded away star closer Wade Davis to the Chicago Cubs, too. The Royals just seem to lack that swagger they had in 2014 and 15. Los Angeles Angels, Mike Trout only. So the Angels, who were one of baseball's worst teams in 2016, still own reigning AL MVP Mike Trout. Too bad their rotation is a major concern. The bullpen is pretty mediocre, and almost nobody else can bat on this team. More talent, please. Los Angeles Dodgers, Cubs are better. The Dodgers have one of baseball's most dominant pitching staffs and a very solid lineup. That being said, the Cubs proved to be far better than them in the 2016 NLCS. Unless the Dodgers can avoid them in the playoffs, they'll be in a lot of trouble again. Miami Marlins' lack of depth. The passing of Jose Fernandez was tragic in itself. The Marlins now lack an ace pitcher to build around. Giancarlo Stanton might hit 50 home runs, but the Marlins don't have a lot of support for him in the lineup. No bona fide stars in the rotation is quite alarming, and the lack of depth in hitting is going to be a tough issue to overcome. Milwaukee Brewers, stars anyone? Besides slugger Ryan Braun, Milwaukee doesn't have a lot to build around. After going 73-89 in 2016, the front office did zilch to improve a mediocre lineup and average at best rotation. They really aren't built to win for a while. Minnesota Twins' rebuilding project isn't finished. Byron Buxton and Max Kepler are going to be franchise-changing stars soon. Minnesota, however, is still a year or two away from competing. This is how rebuilding goes. You lose for a while to win long-term. Minnie isn't done losing yet. New York Mets' stacked National League. With arguably baseball's best rotation led by Noah Syndergaard and a very dangerous lineup led by slugger Yoenis Cespedes, the Mets have all the pieces to win. But the Cubs are above everyone else. The Dodgers and San Francisco Giants remain lethal, and the Washington Nationals are still the NL East bullies. The Mets have a lot of NL powerhouses to get through. New York Yankees' rebuilding process. For like the first time in franchise history, the Yankees didn't acquire big stars in the offseason. This team is bent on rebuilding for now, meaning there's some rough years ahead. There aren't any franchise-changing stars on this team right now outside of closer Aroldis Chapman and maybe Gary Sanchez, so don't expect them to contend in 2017. Oakland Athletics. The Athletics used to be good. Then they traded Josh Donaldson for nothing and traded away Yoenis too. They basically decided not to be good by trading away all their good players. Did that make sense? If not, to summarize in short, this team doesn't have much talent to build around. Philadelphia Phillies, see Twins, and Yankees. The Phillies are short on proven veterans. The rebuild is nearing an end, but their top prospects are far from ready to lead. Pittsburgh Pirates, no more treasure? Andrew McCutchen, former NL MVP, showed signs of regression in 2016. Pitcher Jarrett Cole is the ace of the rotation, but there isn't much to back him up. If McCutchen keeps declining, Pittsburgh's offense will be robbed of the treasure the Pirates once had. San Diego Padres, must we explain? There is no way this team that went 68-94 in 2016 can turn it around significantly. This roster has way too many holes and question marks all over. Stay classy, San Diego. San Francisco Giants' odd year. The Giants won the World Series in 2010, 12, and 14. They missed the postseason in 2011, 13, and 15. It's 2017, an odd year, so you know what that means. Until 2018, Giants fans. Seattle Mariners, few stars, no depth. In reality, we've been expecting the Mariners to break through since 2014. They have not, and their rotation is solid but not great. They do have a championship-caliber lineup led by Nelson Cruz and Kyle Sager, but the lack of depth over the roster could hurt them once again in 2017. St. Louis Cardinals can't conquer the Cubs. After years of beating up on the NL Central, the Cardinals may not be good enough to get into the playoffs if they can't conquer the Cubs. Tampa Bay Rays, low talent level. 2014, 15, and 16 weren't kind to the Rays. Playing in a low market that always operates under low budgets and payroll have hurt them for many years. They can't recruit stars, and Evan Longoria can't do it on his own. There's just not much love on Tampa's roster right now. Texas Rangers lost stars. Veteran Carlos Beltran was a great pickup for Texas at the 2016 trade deadline, but he signed with the Houston Astros. Power-hitting first baseman Mitch Moreland joined the Boston Red Sox. Texas lost some quality bats and didn't do much to replace them. The Astros did add more bats, so they could be the ones who win the AL West. Toronto Blue Jays losses in the offseason. The Blue Jays reached their second straight ALCS, but allowed top slugger Edwin Encarnacion to leave in free agency. 2016 All-Star Michael Saunders left town too. Losing your top slugger always hurts, and the Jays' inconsistent lineup may get even more inconsistent. Washington Nationals, see Mets. A slick rotation and very consistent power-hitting lineup. The only problem for Washington is getting through a handful of elite teams in the National League. Right now, the Cubs and Dodgers are just that much better. Who do you think wins the World Series in 2017? Join us in the comments below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports, though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.